Hey guys, this is Shay Wolf with the Blue Couch Sessions. Today I've got Bryan Hetzell coming in from Wild and Wonderful, Wyoming to talk to me about his songwriting. Hey guys, I'm here today on the Blue Couch Sessions with Bryan Hetzell. Bryan, thanks so much for being here with me today.
Thank you for having me.
Bryan is a singer-songwriter from Sheridan, correct?
No, out of Basin, Riverton, area.
So is that where you grew up?
I grew up in Basin and Ten Sleep area all my life. And I'm down in Riverton because it's a little bit more populous area.
Okay.
And I got family there.
So. Okay, cool deal. So when did you get started in playing music?
It was the morning I turned 32 years old. Before I even got out of bed, I looked up the ceiling and said, today I want to teach myself to play guitar. And I got up, got dressed, and went downtown. I was living in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho at the time. We had one music store there in town. I made 3 trips into that music store that day. That's how many times it took me to decide, okay, I want that guitar.
Right.
And me and that guitar, it went a lot of years. And then I finally handed it down to somebody else that was just starting out. And that's where it all began.
And you said that you are actually a luthier yourself also, so you take in guitars that you work on.
I've taught myself and learned to do a lot of adjustments and repairs on my own. When you live way out in the sticks, there really ain't many people. It's kind of an
invaluable talent to have.
Yeah. When I do come to Billings, I like to go to the Guitars and Amp Shop. And 2 guys are really
That's
fun.
My favorite. Yeah.
And yeah.
Awesome.
It's been a good experience every time I've gone to them.
So you're completely self-taught. You've taught yourself how to play. You've taught yourself how to work on your own guitars. You've been completely self-sufficient in all of that.
Yes. When that day that I picked up a guitar, the internet was available, but it still didn't have a lot of content on it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd spend days searching for a chord and a shape, a diagram, because there wasn't nobody around to teach.
Right.
So it was like a scrambling for something. So for years, all I did was practice chords and scales. I had no other direction whatsoever. Nowadays, you jump on the internet and type in "learn to play guitar," and you know very well. You get
courses
millions of everything. But back then, it was it was a lot of work.
Yeah.
So I've never had any musical influence, and I don't know other players. So I've never had anybody else to play with.
Right.
So I've had to come from a perspective of whatever sound I had in my mind. I knew I was going to be limited because unless I'm tracking and adding instruments on tracks,
right.
But I always knew that I was going to be limited in what I could do with my own sound because I didn't have others to play with.
Right.
So
that makes sense.
And that's the way it is to this day. It's,
So how many years have you been playing actively now?
Clarify actively. I've been strumming guitar every day for January 27th. Last month was my birthday. I turned 52, so exactly 20 years.
Oh, wow, that's great. So
How
long have you been playing live?
Well, I've been doing a lot of open mics for the last couple of years, things like that. And then a friend of mine down in Casper, he has a recording studio, and he's like, "Bryan, when you ready to do an album?" I'm like, well, maybe I need to get these stories laid to rest. Like, sure, Prior to that, a good friend of my mom's that babysit me as a kid, me as a baby and everything, she started asking me a couple of years ago, when are you going to put your songs on a CD? I kept saying, oh, hey, maybe this year. And finally it just got a point, it's like, let's do it. And it was a learning experience. I thought I was just going to waltz right in there and sit down on a stool in front of a microphone and strum and play. And
takes a little work, huh?
Steve's like, no, that's not how we're going to do it. I'm like, what do you mean that's not how we're going to do it? He says, first, we're going to record your instrumentals. Well, how do I do that? Because my lyrics are what determine my changes, you know. That's how I trained myself. And it's like, trust me. So I started playing, I'm humming, and he's like, stop. That mic over there, that's picking that up. We don't want that. And after about an hour of figuring out what it was that he wanted, it's like, I started just singing the song in my head as I'm playing it.
Well, when you teach yourself, you have to kind of retrain your brain to do it the way that you need to do it in order to record. And, you know, especially if you're going to go and work with a click track or things like that, it's really difficult. And you have to try to retrain the way your brain already wants to do it.
It was the first time. It was at that point after we'd put down 6 instrumental tracks in a row. And that took all day, just on that first day. And then he said, okay, put your guitar away. I'm like, well, we ain't done. He said, no, we're not done. He said, but now you're just going to sing your songs. And I started hyperventilating. It's like, I ain't never done this, people. What? And that's when he stuck them fancy monitors on my ears. And for the first time in my life, all of a sudden I experienced what I call a perfect sound level. Nothing else in the world mattered, you know. And so
that's great.
But I found a whole new freedom just freely being able to sing my songs right there and on the fly, seeing my lyrics on my screen and like a verse ahead and go, you know what, today I don't like that. And change it on the fly, and it's like, wow. And it really inspired me.
So. I like your view on that and the way that you look at things. I really do.
Yeah.
So you said that you didn't have a lot of creative influences from people that you know. So who would be your creative influence? Like, who do you listen to? What kind of music do you personally like?
I like a lot of music. I don't mentally remember a lot of the music we listened to growing up as teenagers. You know, there was always the party music, you know, Motley Crue and all that. But that wasn't who I was. Friends will say, hey, check out this song. I'm like, who is this? And they'll be like, what do you mean, who's this? These people have been around for years. I'm like, I'm sorry, I've been out of place, you know. But it's like, that's pretty cool stuff, you know. So my friend up here is constantly having me listen to Sturgill Simpson. It's like, wow, I never heard this guy before, you know. To relax and to forget about the world at a given moment or day. When I get back to that, I listen to a band out of Texas called Black Dog Mojo. They do some cover songs, but they do a lot of their own originals, and they're up and coming. And I'll tell you what, that guy can sing, and when he sings, he makes you feel it.
I'll have to check him out.
So
absolutely.
But other than that, I'll come across something on Facebook, you know, a sponsored ad or something. I'll click on it and say, wow, that's cool.
Just kind of whatever comes up at you.
Yeah. But you know, I'm still sort of loyal to my roots. So of course, you know, being out of the Ten Sleep area, you know, Geelong Crossland, I grew up with him. He's my hero. You know, what he does is, you know, getting him to give you feedback and stuff. He's too busy for that.
What do you feel has been kind of a difficulty or some trials and tribulations you had to go through in starting playing music, if any? Or what has your music helped you overcome?
Well, funny you ask that. The thing about my music didn't start out as something that I would ever have imagined that any person would want to listen to. It was just merely therapy for myself. The lyrics in all the songs that's real life. That's as I have lived it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's so each song, each writing is it's how I've acknowledged whatever.
It's the story of your life.
Put it out, and at that point, okay, put it away.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just been every time I get a message from somewhere, someone in the world saying, "We really like this song. We relate to this song. It's almost like you wrote it for us." It's humbling.
Mm-hmm.
It's made me realize about the human condition. No matter who we are, where we are, one point in life, we all go through the same thing emotionally. And so that's what I get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, cool.
That's great.
So,
yeah. I'm going to see what other good questions I got here. So you talked a little bit about recording your album. So you have the one album right now, correct?
Yeah.
What's the title of that?
What wasn't expected. I chose that title because nobody ever expected it.
So it wasn't expected.
I expected it sometime.
Right.
You know, but nobody believed. You know. But then when I sat down and I wasn't even writing, I was just sitting playing, improv.
Mm-hmm.
I love improv. I've always said, I wish somebody followed me around with a video camera 24/7 because some of the best stuff I come up with, there it is, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's gone. But that day I was doing something and I had my cell phone recording a video. Something in me just said, you know what, start a video. Just do whatever. You got a big SD card now. And so I started improvising around, and that's how I came up with I Can't Be What's Expected of Me. Mm-hmm. And I pulled that directly from my life. It was like, honestly, it was a message to my family. Mm-hmm. So then I caught that on video, and after I watched back, it's like, yeah, well, I can do that. And that was sort of a turning point. It made me realize, and then there was some input from some friends that said, when they watched the video, they're like, we knew at that point something was happening. But it's all been about a personal therapy journey, telling my story.
I love that.
So
I love that. I think music can be very cathartic for a lot of people, and I think that sharing your music and the passion that you have for it is really beautiful and it's really important. So yeah. I'm glad that you're out there doing it.
Yeah, well, it's me. I just like to sit around and play guitar all day and write songs, but I'm learning that okay, if I want people to hear my songs, or if I want to spread it out there, it's a lot of work. I think, yeah, okay, them big guys, they got people to do all that for them. This is a lot of work. There's some days I just wish I could just shut it all off, and just take a breather, But so since the album came out and then the singles, it's been a whirlwind. Because you're on all the platforms, so you got to watch all them statistics every day to see what is happening. Trying to interpret all them is mind blowing. Mm-hmm. At the same time, you're still writing, and you're still doing stuff for, because it's addicting. You put an album out, next thing you're like, wow, in the middle of the night, you're like, oh my God, here's a new song. And you're running into the room to
Yep.
lay it down. And you're like, okay, distributor, here it comes, you know? And the next thing you know, it's getting thousands of listens and stuff. And it's like, oh heck, you know? So it becomes addicting. You wanna write, you wanna get that next song out.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I always have to keep in mind, you know, my songs aren't to please the others. They have to be a story. They have to be my story. So with the album, putting the album out, the album was, if you think of each song as a chapter of a big book, the idea behind that was to get that story. And at the end of the album, the last track, it sums up the story as well as it talks about accepting the story and accepting how it's come to this point and opening up for the next chapter. So that's where the next chapters come on. With the singles is a progression and a different vibe. Accepting the voice that I do have. Mm-hmm. Finally, it took years to, it's, I'm an unorthodox player as it is, but that's the thing about being a songwriter. I don't do cover songs, okay? I can, somebody requests something, yeah, okay? But as a songwriter, the songs are mine. They're based on truth and they're based on life. And nobody can tell me I'm doing them wrong, much less, at a karaoke bar and somebody says, hey, do some Simple Man. Well, which version, how about I just do my version, but still, in the back, some people, oh, that don't sound like them, Mm-hmm. Well, I took that equation out by just telling my stories. So, and that's how I stay true to what I'm doing. So, it's like I said, it's a humbling experience. And it gives me hope for the coming days in the future. Mm-hmm. So, something I never had. So.
Do you have any shows coming up soon?
No, not yet. But I'm guessing that the Cedar Bar on April 15th. Mm-hmm. It's a weeknight. They're a country western bar, and they get pretty rowdy on weekends. And Terry, the curator, she's in charge of everything there. She's like, Bryan, you're not country western enough. And I'm like, well, I understand that. And she's like, I can put you on a slow weeknight. Because the weekend crowd, they will eat you for lunch. I'm like, I'm good with that. So that's on the calendar. Mm-hmm. I have to make some
it's early
there.
On in the
year.
And, no one really knows what they're doing at the moment with everything with COVID, and it's so early in the year.
Yes, but right now we're doing a lot of open mics and stuff, which keeps us satisfied. Mm-hmm. Last week, there was a big open mic at the Brown Sugar Coffee Brewery Roastery there in Riverton. Mm-hmm. And they gave me the second slot. And I didn't know what to expect when I was going in, and I'd never been there. And so they had a well-known house band. Guys have been in it their whole lives, Mm-hmm. So they're doing their sets and a lot of good old stuff that I grew up with, like the Eagles, Steely Dan, and stuff like that. And then they had me on, and then after me, another full string band came on, and another bluegrass band after them. It was like, wow, I effectively closed for a band and opened for a band for the first time ever, And they ended up, they said, they invited me to come back. It's like, okay, cool. So that's a good thing. Nobody walked out, nobody got out. Everybody stayed engaged.
Nobody
booed.
It's like,
it's like, okay.
Awesome. So yeah, please definitely keep us updated with any shows that you have coming forward. We would love to share them with the Building Singer-Songwriter Association.
It's something will happen.
Mhm.
The things are breaking loose now.
Always in the works.
Yeah, always in the works, and it's just a matter of asking.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a comfy room. It's a comfortable room.
I love it.
It's got a good vibe in it.
Put a lot of work into it.
But this couch is comfortable, in case anybody's wondering. Yes, it's very comfortable.
Good deal. That's what I want. I want comfort on my couch. So I'm going to ask you a couple very random questions.
Okay.
Probably with very funny answers.
Okay.
Are you down for that?
Sure.
Okay. So, first, what food will you absolutely not, under any circumstances, eat?
Sauerkraut.
Why?
Because it sucks.
Because it sucks.
I have early childhood memories of a babysitter force feeding me sauerkraut.
So, no sauerkraut.
Now, I love places like Leavenworth, Washington, and Helen, Georgia. They're Bavarian themed villages. They remind me of Christmastown. Okay, they're always decorated. But the smell of sauerkraut in the air from all the Bavarian food kills it for me.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay, so would you rather be bald or covered from head to toe in hair?
They say bald is beautiful, and you see this, I'm almost there, and I have a plan. When it reaches, I'm chrome doming because, let's face it, Vin Diesel, all them guys, they got it, they're rocking it. So,
that's true.
So yeah.
I think that shaving it completely off looks way better than just like that wraparound thing.
Right. Well, I'm practicing now. You see how short I keep it? It's actually too long right now. When I was 32 and first picked up guitar, down to here.
Really?
Yeah. People freak when they see that old picture.
You'll have to show that to me.
I don't know. I look pretty bad.
Oh, you gotta let me share it. It's
Back
on
then I was
camera now. I gotta share it.
I was traveling for work at the time on airplanes. And every time I'd hit Sky Harbor Airport, it was always late, but I always had a 3-hour layover. And the girl TSA agent there, she knew that I was going to, during that 3 hours, I was going to be needing to go out to have a cigarette and stuff. And every time coming through, she made me play a Bob Dylan song before she'd let me through. Because she loved Bob Dylan.
Gotta pay the toll. That's great. So, what do you collect? Anything? Do you have any collections?
Yeah. I collect all manner of instruments. Yeah, of course, guitar is my first love. I've had a lot of guitars. I think I've probably given away more guitars than I've owned, than I do own for my own personal stash. But there's generally 30 to 35 guitars stacked around. I have my favorites, like my Epiphone is my workhorse, and all the pictures you see of me, that's the one, that does my work. But I've got guitars that never come out of a case, and I have a strange love for the violin, and I don't get to spend nowhere near as much time as I know I should with it, and harmonicas. I like harmonicas. I'm not good at them. But yeah, I collect a lot of instruments, and they just sit there.
And you said that sometimes you'll give them away.
Yes. Oh gosh, yes. I pick up guitars that are in need of repair, be it cosmetic or adjustments. If they're broken half, not much I can do with that. But I repair them, and I play them, and all that. And then I have them sitting there in case somebody needs a guitar. Not for resale, but somebody who needs a guitar. Because to me, the gift of music is the best gift one can have. Because as I said earlier, it's therapy. So we all need a little therapy.
We all have a little bit of crazy that needs a little bit of letting out.
Yeah.
What is the most useless talent that you have? Something that you can do that's not altogether a big talent, but not everybody can do it.
Oh wow, that's a good question.
Do you have any useless talents?
I suppose I do. I can vacuum, you know, but it's pretty useless when you ain't got no carpet.
That's fair.
See? And, so.
All right, there we go.
There's like one of the $2,500 vacuums sitting there, but I have no carpet.
Love that. You're very prepared just in case the carpet is to arise. All right, I'll do one more. Would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses? Why?
Wow. I'm a lover, not a fighter.
But you have to.
But I have to, huh?
So 100 tiny horses or one giant-ass duck?
No, we just have to go with the giant duck. That way we just get it all out of the way.
That's a good plan.
Yeah.
One shot, you don't have to go
Yeah.
100
Yeah,
times.
just done, one, and that's it.
You can't win.
A horse-sized duck? Probably not.
Well, I hope it doesn't happen. Bryan, thank you so much for being here with us today. We really appreciate you coming down for the Blue Couch Sessions.
Thank
you guys for watching. I'm going to go ahead and let Bryan play a little song for you. We'll see you next time.
Oh, really? I get to play a song.
You do.
Huh? The question is, what song would we like to play?
Whatever you would like.
Oh, really?
I'm going to give you the floor.
Really? Wow. Test. All right. Cool. Hey, I can deal with that. Oh, my hat's my trademark.
I dig it.
I got many hats, but
The hat's the trademark.
Yeah. All right. It's one of my new singles, and I've been trying to put it out there. So it's called "Give Me a Sign." I'm tied to the rails, I see the sun, seeking a place, no one knows my name. Wish I could be a fly on the wall. Been a long time coming, I see the truth, I see the lies. I can hear the voices calling me. I can hear the angels sing, saying holy is the Lord, place where life can be. I got a head full of memories, don't think I'll ever find my way. Been down this road before, tell me I'm not living a lie. I see the truth, I see the light. Tied to the rails, I see the light. Oh, give me a sign. Give me a sign. Oh, give me a sign. Tell me I'm not living a lie. Give me a sign. Oh, give me a sign. I see the world through different eyes. I see the truth, I see the light. I see the lights. Oh, give me a sign. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, guys.
That's fun.
Bryan Hetzell, beautiful songwriting from the heart. Thanks again so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bryan.
Thank you.